welcome Mayor of Paris, Anne Hidalgo.
Ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, I'm very pleased to be here with you today, all of you working to preserve our environment, our air, and our resources. I would like to thank the Earthshot Prize and Bloomberg Philanthropies, and especially Mike Bloomberg. Dear Mike, thank you, all the mayor today, thank you, dear Mike. But also Prince William and Cristina Figueres. Querida Cristina, gracias también. Thank you for their invitations. Air quality is a life issue. Air pollution is responsible for 300,000 deaths per year in the European Union. In France, 3 out of 4 children breathe dirty air, which has harmful and long-lasting effect on the health. Who can agree with that? In November 2021, last year, UNICEF released its report on social injustice and air quality. It was an alarm signal. Action was necessary. In dense cities such as Paris, my very beautiful city, but very dense city, the sources of air pollution emissions are many, but road traffic remains a major polluter. Solutions are available, and we know them. We are optimistic of them. We may have to scale them up and convince citizens, but also business leaders and stakeholders and journalists also. But we mayors can do it. We continue to take action to develop low emission zones and alternatives in the way we move. We like walking or biking. Some European cities are implementing great solutions. Bicycle lanes in Amsterdam and Copenhagen, and now in Paris. The banning of diesel and thermal cars from city center, as it has been done in Tokyo, not in Europe, in Tokyo, since 1997, and in London too, and in my city, just after the Olympics in 2024. But these actions are not enough. We need global, radical action on a larger scale. Today, the European Union is addressing this health-critical issue. Last June, it voted to ban the sale of thermal vehicles in 2035, and I'm very pleased about it. It was urgent. Europe prepares now a crucial text, the Euro 7 standards. These rules are to restrict emissions of new pollutants from thermal vehicles, cars, vans, trucks, buses, by incorporating them into the regulated area. For me, Europe must not miss this opportunity, because our health is at stake. We need to be clear, ambitious, and set a precise timetable. Europe must not give into the games of lobbies and private interest. Innovative companies have the means to respond to this imperative. Let us challenge them. This is why, together with other European mayors and the Eurocities and Europolis network of cities, we are calling on Brussels to propose an ambitious Euro 7 standard. This standard needs to protect the most vulnerable people, especially children. It needs to be in line with the 2035 deadline for the end of thermal vehicles. I need to take into account all harmful emissions, including ultra-fine and braking particles. All these elements are already set in the WHO recommendations, but not fully reflected in the European standards today. You can count on me and other mayors to be the voice of the big cities, fully aware of the challenge and firmly committed. And I hope we can count on you, the laureates of this very beautiful prize, and all innovators of the coming generation to tackle this urgent challenge. Only together will we ensure that our children, our elder people, and our fellow citizens have clean air by 2030. Thank you so much.
Clean, healthy air is essential to life on our planet. In India, the Takachar machine uses a low oxygen burning technique to safely convert agricultural waste into fertilizer and fuel. The device is already improving local air quality. In recent years, the air quality in Beijing, China, is being transformed by an inspirational new app. Using emissions data from thousands of factories, Blue Map app allows users to easily see which streets have clean or dirty air and report the worst polluters. A 15-year-old designer from India, Venetia Umashankar, is tackling fossil fuel pollution in her city. She created a solar-powered ironing cart, which could eventually help the 10 million ironing vendors in India move away from using charcoal. Ingenious solutions like these mean that clean air and healthy lives are within reach for all of us.
Please welcome co-founder and CEO of Takachar and winner of the Earthshot Prize, Vidyut Mohan, in conversation with environmental lead at Bloomberg Philanthropies, Antha Williams.
Thanks so much. Well, thank you so much to everyone here and to you, Vidyut. I'm excited for this conversation with you as the winner of the Earthshot Prize for Clean Our Air. Clean air is an issue that's very close to our hearts at Bloomberg Philanthropies. And Mike Bloomberg, as three-term mayor of New York, one of his proudest accomplishments was getting the air in New York City to its cleanest level in 50 years. And as a result of those measures and others, people here in the city live on average 3 years longer at the end of his term than they did at the beginning. So those are the kind of statistics that we have to look at in our work, and it's part of what makes your work at Takachar so exciting. So first question for you is really tell us about your company. You're a founder, you're a CEO and engineer. Tell us about Takachar and what you do.
Yeah, and thank you so much for having me here. It's such an honor. So let me start by just trying to place myself in the shoes of a farmer. So imagine I'm a rice farmer. I'm growing rice, and it's time for harvest. And I've harvested my crop, but I'm left behind with 3 tons of rice straw per acre that I don't know what I want to do with it. I can't sell it off as cattle feed. There's the nearest power plant is hundreds of kilometers away, and it's too costly to transport this voluminous material over such a long distance. So what do? I just take a matchstick and set the agricultural waste on fire. And when millions of farmers do this together, that creates a horrible smog situation, not only in northern India where I live, but all over the world. And statistics say that worldwide, close to about 400 million tons per year of agricultural and forest waste just gets burnt in the open, which is such a big missed opportunity because not only is that worth about $120 billion, which the value of which could be shared among those farmers and rural communities, but it's also a missed opportunity in terms of capturing those carbon emissions and sequestering that. So we at Takachar are essentially trying to address this problem by building small-scale, low-cost, portable equipment that farmers can just latch onto the tractor, take it to their farm, and process their waste and create value, and create carbon-negative fertilizers, fuel, and other carbon-based precursor materials for other specialty chemicals. And what it does is it helps create value for the farmers, it helps create income and livelihood opportunities for them, and also at the same time, it helps prevent air pollution. So we are able to prevent about 95% of smoke emissions versus the open burning of waste. But we are also able to sequester those carbon emissions by taking the locked carbon in those agricultural wastes and sequestering that in the soil through some of our products like fertilizers.
That's a great idea. Thank you for sharing that. Tell us about what life has been like since you won the Earthshot Prize, and what Takachar is up to now and what's next.
It's been very busy. And I think the Earthshot Prize really helped catalyze a lot of key partnerships and collaborations over the past few months. So we've been speaking to a lot of state governments within India and also here in the US and in Canada in the Pacific Northwest, where we're working with indigenous communities there to set up our equipment and process forestry residues that lead to forest fires and also create local jobs there. So it has led to connections within the government and catalyzing deployments of our equipment there, and also partnerships with various corporations who can play a role in being an offtake buyer of the output from the machine, and farmers can operate our machine and sell that output to them, and create a more sustainable value chain.
That's great. Well, congratulations on that incredible work. It sounds like the next step is really scaling it up across India and beyond. So congratulations. Thank you very much. And I'd like to encourage a round of applause for Vidyut. Congratulations.